Mountain, east of Tanzania, found on the floor of this mountain. So anything you want to ask, you do not hesitate. You may ask any kind of assistance, not hesitate to ask as well. So be free with them. They'll be working with you. I'll start with the guides. Guides with the names and moja moja guide.
Jina lako
Peter.
Okay. Nice to meet you guys. My name is Good Luck. Okay. My name is Freddy. My name is Mr. Pole Pole. My name is Simon. I'm big and old.
Welcome to Kilimanjaro. My name is Delote.
How are you guys?
Hi.
My name is
Julius. Yes.
Jambo guys.
Jambo.
My name is Silas.
Okay, everybody say happy. Together we can. My name is Coleman.
Hi guys. My name is Uncle Tom. I hope you come for Kilimanjaro climbing, just a piece of cake. So welcome and enjoy.
So we're done with the guys. We have the cooks. In order to get the highest point in Africa, you need energy. And then the energy comes from the food. So we have a fantastic food. You're going to really enjoy the food on the mountain. Promise. So we have the cooks.
Jambo guys. Welcome Tanzania. Kilimanjaro. My name is Yona, stomach engineer.
We have a waiters. The waiter will be wakes you here in the morning, like a cup of tea, coffee inside your tent. And then the breakfast. So they'll be serving the food. The waiter will be very, very close with you guys. Waiters.
Jambo guys.
Jambo.
My name is Living.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Jambo guys.
Jambo.
My name is Clinton.
Good. We have a dishwashers. So our will be clean all the time. So make sure that as we explain to you, make sure that you wash your hand before each meal. So everything will be clean because of dishwashers. Dishwasher.
Lucy.
My name is Luka. You're welcome.
We have a tent crew. So on arrival at the campsite, everything will be settled because of tent crew. Those guys, there are no poly for them. They'll be walking very, very fast. On arrival at the campsite, air tent, sleeping tent, mess tent, toilet tents, kitchen tents, everything will be settled already because of the tent crew. So the tent crew, you're not ready. So when you arrive at the campsite, everything will be settled already because of that tent crew. We have a camp manager who manages the campsite to make sure everything is settled.
Hello, Jambo. Karibu Kilimanjaro. My name is Yamis. Chairman.
His name is Chairman. Okay, so we have very special guys who are working with happy rooms. You see the toilet there? Yeah, we call happy rooms. So they'll be taking care of the toilet. Even the toilet paper will be there available. The water will be. So they empty it and they fill it, empty it. So they'll be taking care of the toilet. The toilet crew.
Thank you.
We have an ambulance porter. It's very special for one.
Good.
Yeah.
Jambo guys.
Simon.
So ambulance porter will be working with Anna all the time. If it's Anna head, if Anna back, middle, all the time ambulance.
did that, didn't you, Vanessa?
Yeah.
It's quite nice, just a sense.
So I'll check in my bag.
Vanessa.
Toilet lesson. Mom. Demonstrate. We'll film here now. It's okay.
Oh, that one's got like a footrest.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. Yeah.
I know what they're like.
We've got 4 toilets, guys and girls. They're here. The seat does go up and down. Okay? So here we go. Up and down. There you go. So the idea is
Exciting, isn't it? No, they don't do that, do they? Ever? Novel.
So, the second thing I'm going to say, there's no way you can use these without having to touch zippers. You've got to touch the zipper, obviously open, closing. You've got to touch probably the seat. There's a few other bits you've got to touch. So there's no way you're going to get out of here without having to wash your hands. Just go for it. Touch everything and use it properly. Because I do see people trying to do that. And I'm like, just give up. Your hands are going to be a bit, but just embrace it. Use everything properly, please, because otherwise, believe it or not, you get people kicking the lids open and things. Things break and get dirtier, and it's not good. So just go for it, embrace it, use your hands. What that means is that when you come out, you must wash your hands. Please wash with soap and water, and if after that you want to do it with antibac as well, that's all okay. But really, if it's available, first choice, soap and water, done really well. Second choice is the antibac gel. Okay, so you've already seen lid goes up and down.
Yeah.
Some of them, like this one here, sometimes there's a handle which opens up the hatch. Okay, so it's just there. Yeah, so you've got to do that, pull that to open up the hatch. Do your business and then close the hatch. Don't kick it closed. People do that. Then we've got a broken toilet. Then it leaks, and that's really bad for everybody. Don't.
Yeah. Okay.
You got it. Yeah.
Yeah, we got it. We're
We got it. Last thing, pump. It gets the nice smelling chemicals in there, and that's a bit of.
That thing on the side. It's a pump. See that corrugated thing?
Oh yeah.
There, you press it down.
There's a place for paper.
Joe,
Because it's
don't you flush before and after?
Oh, that's a proper camping one.
No, just some of them that I was always told you rinse it first.
Yeah, we're easy going. I think.
Okay.
Where will the soap and water go?
Soap and water will be outside of the eating tent. It's not quite there yet, but so
Like
actually
in the
that's
middle of the night, just antibac.
yeah.
Is there a light?
No, there isn't. So you've got to take your head torch, and please be aware of the silhouette effect.
Don't drop the
We'll
torch.
go right, Kate.
Don't drop it.
Is there a way of letting there's someone in there?
That's another one. So I'm a whistler. Okay, I whistle while I'm in there. I whistle when I'm approaching. So you get the idea. There's no engagement.
But can we all, everyone just go, is there anyone in there? And
That also works.
because I don't know if everyone whistles.
Yeah, whistle isn't compulsory. It's just. Last little bit of advice. When you leave your tent in the middle of the night, please have a strategy of how you're going to go back to the correct tent. Because they all look fundamentally the same, they're all really close to each other. Got to get that right, haven't you? Got to get that right. Go back to the right tent. Good? Happy? Yep. Perfect. Paper in the bag. One last thing. When the water is ready, which isn't quite yet, there are 2 kinds of water in your camping world. There is the water that you are allowed to drink, and there is the water that you must not drink, that you can wash with. That's got soap on top, bowls underneath, it's usually a bit warmer, and it's clearly labelled, usually very obvious, with black tape around the container itself. When it's there, I'll make sure I've pointed out properly to everybody. It's very, very obvious, but you must not get confused with the 2. When you're brushing your teeth, brush it with the drinking water. Make sense?
Yeah.
That's going in your mouth.
Yeah.
You got it?
I'm all over it, mate.
Often.
Does the toilet roll go in the toilet as well?
No, in the little bag. Which is going to be. Any more questions? You got something?
They're all different.
Yeah.
So when we were on camp, if you want
Basically, it's just like an ordinary toilet. It's just
that's fine, but tell somebody please. If I'm not in camp and you want to lie down because you feel poorly, tell Joe and he'll get in touch with me just so that I know what's going on. What I don't want people doing is sloping off alone to a tent and getting more sick and I don't know about it. I try and keep an eye on things, but mostly I'm at the back. That's fine, I can catch up if you need me, but I need to know. So no setting up the tent unless you've told somebody and you've told your tent mate and one of us, please. Thank you.
Videos
good.
learning how to use the toilet. Yay!
in a bowl. They're a bowl.
YouTube.
It's easy.
It looks like it's locked, but not to stick it round, and nobody will know it's not. Have you got two little round things on each side? No, this bit here, which is like this broken down.
Don't skip anyone, make sure everyone's got some. No one's pouring.
You're missing one with what?
You've already seen it.
Very much.
When it's someone's birthday, it goes on and on and on. And then everyone's like, oh yeah, oh it's the other one.
Seat?
Yeah, well,
It must be cold. Yeah, I've got the trousers. I honestly think the shorts should make their own way.
that'll be the fashion thing in London, isn't it? With the cold.
It's actually weird buttons, I've never seen it. Oh. It's not letting me press it.
Oh my
endesha ndinga, funda milia, hakuna tasi, ni mwanzo mwisho, tunatambua, musuka sana, majita wangu, hakuna shopo, mbongo pengo, kania nyuma, hakuna pele, wayeyeyeye, majita wangu, wageni wetu, wamekubali, I miss the shower, I miss the shower, I miss the makeup.
Basically, I needed to come back and I didn't have one, so you saved me. But she got a flight.
Oh yeah, okay.
Michael's back, everyone.
Feeling better, yeah? What's that? Yeah, mine's completely covered.
I like the origami.
Sorry,
Do we have a nurse?
Yeah, somebody else normally does that for you.
yeah, right, satisfactory dinner?
Yeah, lovely.
Good.
Lovely.
Thank you for coming in here because we've warmed the place right up. It is a lot colder outside. Has anyone been outside yet? When it's been dark?
I've just been now. It's amazing.
It
The
looks
lights.
fantastic. So you've got stars, and then you look down and you've got stars. And wait, that's the town. You know, you can see the whole.
Oh, is it clear?
Yeah, you can see the whole town of Moshi.
Oh, it's Moshi.
Population is the population 100,000 people or something?
1,800, 1,800.
180,000. So you know, it's great to watch. You can see the roads and everything. So as we're filing out of here to go to bed and do whatever we're doing, have a look that way. You can't miss it, and it looks really good. Wow. I think I'm going to start. Obviously, by just kind of talking about Erin very briefly. It's worth clearing up because I know everyone's talking about it and things like that. Erin, very unfortunately, had a completely unavoidable and very serious condition that would have been absolutely very dangerous if we were to have done anything other than safely and quickly get her to descend. So that's the simple headline to it. I and Anna, and I'm sure this extends to everybody. It was a real pleasure to have her here on the mountain.
Yeah.
I know that she enjoyed the days that she was with us. I know that she found it challenging. She, as is the same with all of you, she did everything fantastically and sensibly and well. She was just very unfortunate. And like I said, it was completely unavoidable. Sometimes the mountain makes decisions like that for us. Okay, there's certainly no need to become more anxious or worry about it happening to you or anything like that. It's something that is completely out of all of our control. Even if you do everything excellently, like Erin did and like you all are, just very occasionally, very rarely, a hand comes out and says, taps you on the shoulder and says, it's not happening for you this time. Time to go down. Next thing to say is that she will recover once she descends, because it is very simply a condition that's caused by being at these extreme altitudes. To have ascended further would have been quite literally disastrous. Descending, 100% the correct thing to do, and she will feel better and better and better and better. As well as that, she is with Silas and 3 porters, so she's got her own little team, so we can 100% assure that she is safe and looked after and things like that. So of course we can think about her and wish her well, but we certainly don't need to worry about her. She is absolutely doing the right thing and safe and being looked after. Okay, nice and happy with what I've just explained to you. Yeah? Good. I guess leading on from that, I'd just like to reinforce what a great job everybody's doing. I'm going to use the word excellence. I'm seeing a lot of excellence from a lot of people. and it seems like I'm taking the mick a little bit now, but I'm really not. For example, it's excellent that Tom wears as much sun cream as he does. No, really, because he is definitely not going to get sunburned. It's excellent that Michael talks as much as he does. Because that is contributing to the great. Because that is showing our appreciation to the whole team, and so on and so on and so on. But yeah, that is the excellence that I'm loving to see, and I want it to continue, and it needs to continue in order to keep us safe and happy and successful. Okay, onwards to tomorrow. Nice, simple brief for tomorrow. Okay, you must get to the high camp in as
Signal! Hi Mum, put her on speaker.
It's Jonas.
Our very simple brief is to get to the high camp in as good a condition as possible. Okay, so what I mean by that is ideally reasonable time, so we've got lots of time to rest, as full of water and liquids as is possible, so that we're as hydrated as possible, as full of food as possible, so I'm talking snacks, like good breakfast and snacks. To achieve that, all we have to do is everything you've already done for however many days, 4 days, just do it again. Okay, so it's very, very, very simple. The route itself is very similar, though maybe a tiny bit steeper, to the journey up to Lava Tower. Okay, so it's a similar kind of distance. It's kind of a similar duration. It's just ever so slightly steeper. Okay, but it's that kind of journey in that it's maybe a tiny bit monotonous. Maybe. You've got to find a rhythm, do everything right, and crack on with it. Okay, that's the kind of thing you should be gearing up for. I'm gonna say it's gonna take us 5 hours. If there's a little bit of a spread in the group, just the same as today, and just the same as going. We are going up this kind of very broad ridge, which is just ahead of us there. Going up there, it starts to look a lot like the moon. We turn a corner. A lot of it's kind of moderately steep, then it kind of shallows out a bit, then there's actually a flat section, and then there's a bit of a steepening going into Barafu Camp. Now Barafu Camp is the camp where the vast majority of people in this campsite will be sleeping tomorrow. It's at 4,600 metres. The fantastic news is that we are zipping through there and going beyond. Okay, we have the privilege of camping at a higher campsite called Kosovo. Okay, so we're staying at Kosovo Camp. Now Kosovo Camp is 200 vertical metres beyond where everybody else is camping. So as we go through Barafu Camp, which is, by the way, possibly the worst campsite in the world. It's true, isn't it? Have you actually camped there?
No.
God, I have.
But it smells like
It
you
smells
just
like
speed up just to get the hell out.
Because it's at that high altitude, the clients and the staff are a little bit more lazy, so they kind of pee everywhere, poo behind rocks and stuff. So it's pretty grim. It just smells entirely like a toilet. It's also just a campsite built completely on a pile of rubble, so everywhere is just loose rocks. And it's right down there. Anyway, we're going through there, which is fantastic. To do that, we have to dig quite deep, and we are expending more energy than the others. But the great news is that every step beyond Barafu that we take is a step that we don't have to do at -8 at midnight. And it's a step that we don't have to add on to an already challenging summit effort. Okay, so we're getting 20% of the ascent out of the way in daylight hours while we're fresher. Then we're at Kosovo, a flatter, quieter, more scenic
Less smelly.
Less smelly
I'm well up for that.
campsite that is nearer and that is shortening our summit effort. It's absolutely a
Good
10
plan.
out of 10.
Good
Wow. And you know, we should thank Jonas and his team for getting us permission to camp there, because to be allowed to camp there, you need to apply for a special permit. To get that permit, you have to show that you are excellent at operating on the mountain. So that means never leaving any rubbish ever, having great porter welfare, having chemical toilets and not having to rely on the national park toilets, and having good guide ratios, and so on and so on. So basically, because we are cooperating with such a fantastic local crew, we are in a position where we're able to get permission to camp there, and it's a real privilege, and it makes you guys' ascent hopefully more pleasant.
Thank you.
You're going to be happy with this session.
Jonas, that's superhero!
So yeah, and I'm super happy to be camping there as well, because fundamentally it makes my job easier. Yeah, so that's tomorrow's mission. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about all those things you love knowing about. That's things like how much water we should take and what we should wear and snacks and things like that. Okay, loads of snacks, loads and loads of snacks. Okay, like I said, it's important to arrive as full as possible. Hopefully you guys have got an idea of what loads of snacks looks like. So take that and eat that. We're going to be given some snacks as well in the morning, Jonas?
Yes.
Yeah, so you know, the little custard creamy type things.
Yeah. Lovely, I love
little
those.
juice and things like that. That's heading your way. Fantastic. Water, there isn't an opportunity to fill up on the way. So we're taking the max amount and we're drinking it all. So that again, that's 3 litres. If it's a teeny bit more, that's okay. Yeah? So we're taking 3 litres of water. When it comes to what to wear, we're going to the height of Lava Tower and then beyond by another 200 vertical meters, so 4,800 meters. By the time you get up there, even in the sun, if there's a bit of a breeze, if a cloud comes in, then it can really get chilly quite quickly. Okay, so think Lava Tower and maybe just half a level of coldness beyond that. We have to be prepared for that. Likewise though, if it's absolutely sunny and absolutely still, then it can be quite pleasant. And take everything for all conditions. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Really useful, eh?
Yeah.
Would you wear your puffy tomorrow?
It might be an okay idea to have it in your bag just in case. A couple of times I've walked up in proper snow, proper fallen snow.
Ooh.
I'm not expecting that to happen, but it has happened in the past. And the snow hits the hairs on my legs and creates like a layer of crusted snow.
You don't feel the cold, Joe?
No, the good news is that once that layer of snow is there, it cuts out the wind. And you warm right up. So, yeah, it does, it really does.
He's an utter liar.
So that's possible, but it's unlikely. It's only happened once or twice. 32. So yeah, be ready for it, but expect just a bit of, like we've had, a bit of clouds coming, maybe spitting a bit on us. It tends to be kind of haily, doesn't it, out there, like hail.
Like Ralph.
Yeah, kind of, yeah, icy, you know. So anyway, that's what we're expecting weather-wise. Keep on the Diamox regime, and maybe at some point soon we're going to have a little bit of a talk, aren't we, to everybody about maybe changing doses or upping doses
Increasing, yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. Do you want to do that today or tomorrow?
As in, like, on everyone's way to bed?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah? Cool. Good. Does anybody... one more thing. It's of course useful to know what's going to happen once we arrive.
Yeah.
So, let's do some maths. Wake up time. Ready? 6, 7, 8.
I'll take that.
Take
That's
that.
all right, yeah.
Thank you, Vanessa. Very reasonable of you.
I thought we was going to say 5. I was like,
I'm really relieved now, Vanessa's.
We're happy, Vanessa.
6, 7, 8. If we're saying it's going to take 5 hours to get there, we're getting there a nice lunchtime. Okay, so we get there, we shuffle into our tents, get a little bit organised. There will then be a lunch, and at that lunch, it's really important, even if you're feeling not super motivated for it, please turn up to lunch. There's a few reasons why that's a good idea. Number one, you need to eat, as we keep on telling you. And the second thing is that it's really important, particularly at those kind of altitudes, that myself and Anna have the opportunity to see and talk to absolutely every single person, because it's really important for us to keep tabs on how you are doing and how you're reacting to the altitude. The third reason is that there will be a briefing, okay, on what you have to prepare and what you have to think about for some. So 3 good reasons why you've got to turn up to lunch. Okay. After lunch, there's going to be an opportunity to rest and nap. Full approval for napping. Okay. So arrive, lunch, bit of a chat, bit of briefing, bit of a check-in. Sleep and rest as much as possible. We'll wake you up. You'll shuffle and you'll have a dinner. Okay. Again, it's important to go to that for the same 3 reasons. Got to eat. We want to see you. We're going to talk to you. Okay. Then after dinner, sleep again and rest again until you're woken up. And we'll confirm this tomorrow. Woken up at midnight, prepared to leave for the summit at 1. Okay. So there is actually, if you add up all the potential resting time, napping time, it adds up to a significant amount of sleep. Some people decide not to sleep.
Yeah.
That's up to you. So that's just the plan. When it comes to things like what you need to wear on summit night, what we're taking, when are we going, what's the system? Thank you very much. Kind of you. All of that chat comes tomorrow in 2 briefings, 1 at lunch and 1 at dinner. Okay? So all your questions about what's happening on summit night, forget about it. It's happening tomorrow. Okay? All the questions and briefings and things like that. What I'm going to do now is zip around the room and see if anyone has any questions.
Morning, how are you? That's absolutely incredible.
Wageni sasa, sogea blaza, ona mkomale, sogea huko, wawetale, napomba hapa, wa marangu, sogea mbele, waisa wote, wa Buruno, na uwinde, na wewe Santa, wageni wetu, hakuna kwele, tumbogere, wasaote, na moembe, rijasikia, tumbogere, wageni sasa, wakomezore, wametoboa, tumbogere, sijui nene, edu rasta, wanua mdomo, tuko vizuri, nasema bege, action challenge, action leo, wageni wale, mchangamuke, hakuna kwere, wote matela, mambo mazuri, tumbogere, wasa wote, na moembe, rijasikia, tumbogere, wageni sasa, wakomezore, wametoboa, tumbogere, sijui nene, edu rasta, wasa wote, na moembe, rijasikia, tumbogere, wageni sasa, wakomezore, wametoboa, tumbogere, sijui nene, edu rasta.
I've got signal. I've got signal.
And how are you coping?
Wonderfully well, thank you very much.
Fantastic.
Get in there.
Come on, Tom.
No,
Don't check on your properties now. Yeah?
Good.
Yeah, good.
Kuna Matata.
Kuna Matata. Tom, the rent's still coming in, yeah? Don't worry.
Oh yeah, man. You're laughing.
Huh?
You're laughing.
Huh?
I went to highest mount in Poland, yeah? 2,500 meters. I got on the top. Come maybe to 2,200. My phone rang. And the guy said, we have an offer on your flat, which I want to sell it. And I said, okay, I accepted the offer. And this time I make it 20.
This is Barranco camp. Just got here. Very misty. Very big camp. That's the mess tent where we eat. These are the tents.
Rockin', man. So I'm gonna
Steve, so you got any gel?
What is it?
Yeah. Lovely car. Not all together. Sorry, I'm in your video. Are you selfie?
No, we're in the video. That's what it's about.
Completely safe. Just don't lose count. And it's okay, I was wearing. It's not regular. No, not absolutely.
I, of course, want to say well done for getting everybody to 4,600 metres. That's really significant. Within 3 days, getting to that kind of altitude is incredible. It's only just a couple of hundred metres lower than the summit of Mont Blanc, just to give you an idea. If we were in Europe, we'd be on or under or in meters and meters and meters and meters of snow and surrounded by ice and stuff like that. So luckily for you guys, we're very near the equator and that's not the case. But yeah, thank you so much for really doing well. On the way up particularly, we were managing our pace really well. Everyone did a fantastic job of that. I liked seeing how much people were drinking. The snacking was great as well. And I think I've heard a lot of positive things from people about how they enjoyed the changing of terrains and things like that. The downhill, apart from the weather not being exactly perfect, still enjoyable. New plants, new terrain, and stuff like that. And this is a lovely camp, and you will, like I said, you're going to see that tomorrow. So well done. When it comes to symptoms and how you're feeling and all of that kind of stuff, we have a rough idea of how people are doing, but we're probably going to take the time and come round, or you can come and see us shortly after dinner, because we would at this stage like to properly just have a very quick chat and a couple of questions with everyone just to get an idea of exactly what's going on. Do you have a headache? Did it go away? Blah blah blah. Are you taking paracetamol? Etc. Okay, that's going to happen later on a one-to-one basis, but it would be great if you could just touch base with either myself or Anna to talk about how specifically you are doing. Okay, onwards to tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a lovely day. We're leaving here, we're leaving Barranco camp, heading up the Barranco wall. It's a relatively short day. We should be finished within 5 hours, I think. We're actually going to be leaving here and arriving at Barranco camp in order to have a hot lunch there. So we're having a hot lunch at our final camp destination. So I'm sure you've got the idea now. That means that in the afternoon we will be completely at leisure, not moving from that camp. Okay. Then of course we're going to have the snacks there. So we're going to have a lunch, snacks, and dinner. So basically, almost a constant flow of hot drinks and food, in some form or another. And then we're going to be going to bed kind of nice and early, really, because it's a good idea to get a proper good night's sleep before, because it gets a little bit busier. I've got a job to do after that. So yeah, that's it. Karanga Camp is actually almost exactly the same height as here. So once again, we're climbing high and then sleeping low in order to, again, climb high, kickstart that acclimatization, get the red blood cells in production. Then we're going down to camp. By the time we get there, we're really going to be in good shape for this kind of altitude. Okay, and we'll be able to recover really well, rest really well, eat and drink really well. So it's going to be thumbs up. It's actually probably the highlight of the whole trip for me tomorrow, apart from something. Tomorrow's walk is really, for me, it's the nicest one. It's very pleasant, it's quite short, varied terrain, interesting terrain, and I think the nicest views when it's not in the cloud. Okay? So, a few more details on the terrain itself. Like I said, out of camp, kind of heading across that way, and up the Barranco wall, which is a bit of a diagonal traverse, and then we're zigzagging up to the top of the Barranco wall. Once we're at about the halfway mark up the wall, we're going to have a proper break, okay? And then when we're at the top of the wall, it's a big flat area, which is amazing for photos, particularly group photos. We have a proper break there as well, okay? That from here to there should take perhaps 2.5 hours to do the Barranco wall. Once we're there, kind of roly-poly terrain, that means ups and downs and a little bit of flat. Round a corner, we can see Karanga Camp where we're ending the day. Fantastic news, thumbs up, everything's absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, we take a few steps and it becomes evident there's a little bit of a ravine in between us and the camp, so we have to be mindful of that. Just as it looks as though it's all getting done, we actually do have to zigzag down to the bottom of the ravine and then zigzag up the other side. Okay, that whole 40 minutes down, and you guys are going to be between 21 minutes for the mid-pack people, and those that select a more modest pace, probably knocking up towards 27, 28 minutes. The reason why I'm being so precise is because it's one of the few sections where I time people, because that can give me an indication of how we're going to perform on a summit night. So I can say with real confidence 21 minutes is going to happen for the majority of us, and for a few it's not a problem if that extends a tiny bit beyond 25 minutes. Okay, so that's how we're going to be ending the day. We don't have any refills on the way of water, and we don't have any lunch, of course, on the way, so you've got to take a lot of water right from the beginning. 3 litres is what you've got to take. If you can take a tiny bit more, that might be useful, but 3 litres is what we're saying. Setting off with lots of snacks. We give you some snacks in addition, but lots and lots of snacks, because you can imagine going for 5 hours, you're going to need to eat lots of snacks. Okay, happy with that? When it comes to what we're going to be wearing, I think you guys have got a pretty good idea. We're not going as high as we went today, so the overall temperature, all things being equal, wouldn't be quite as cold as some points of today. And in addition, we're doing everything in the first half of the day, which tends to be the half of the day which is a bit clearer and a bit sunnier. I'm not saying the clouds aren't going to arrive early, but if it's the same as today and the day before, then we could expect for tomorrow to be reasonably fine regarding the weather. Having said that, we still should be ready for cloud cover and something wet and or icy falling on us. So we're ready for that, but I personally am not expecting that to happen, and if it does, it should be just in the last half an hour or hour. That's if it's the same as is usual. Happy with that? So you guys, you're getting better at deciding what's right for you with my information from the briefings. Hopefully you're confident about what's going to be happening tomorrow. Correct? Good. Now, rewind. The first thing we're doing, Barranco Wall in the morning. A few things to say, to give you an idea of what it's like. A few bits of advice and tips and details to make sure we get through it as enjoyably as possible. So, It is somewhat notorious, and I think that that's slightly unfair because the majority of the horror stories come from online bloggers, etc., that want to seem slightly more heroic than perhaps they are in real life. So I would take certainly everything that you may have heard online with a little pinch of salt, very, very least. What I would say is that it is often, apart from summiting, the absolute highlight of people's trips. The next thing to say is that particularly those that are quite anxious about it actually don't want it to end once it has ended. They say, I really enjoyed that, I wish it could continue. The third thing I'd say is that lots and lots and lots of people say, can I do something like this in the UK? Where do I have to go to do it? So that's, you know, that again kind of reinforces the idea that it's a fun activity and it's something clients take that route to continue their journey towards the summit. And in addition to those hundreds of clients every single day, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of porters and crew doing it. Okay? You can imagine we wouldn't allow hundreds of clients and thousands of staff to go up it every single day for 10 months of the year for decades if it wasn't safe. So clearly, logic should tell you that it is safe. It is not an accident black spot on this mountain because the path is very good and it's very well managed from a kind of staff and leadership and guiding point of view. So you should be really, really confident that there is nothing to be concerned about as long as you do the things I'm about to tell you. Okay? So here we go. First thing is that if you are not hugely confident, and I think I've got a rough idea of some of those individuals already, you will be supported as much as you need up the Barranco wall. So, not to single anyone out, but Sarah, are the people that support you good?
Very good.
Very good. Okay, so please trust them and take their advice and listen to their advice and kind of use them physically to assist you because they've done it. They've done it many, many times and they're really, really, really good. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is that you should just do as we say because you know, we spread the staff out over the trickier sections to assist you with put your foot there, then there, and then pull yourself up. Fantastic, you've done great. Now, some spots we have someone above the tricky step there to assist you with a hand or something if it's needed. Okay, so all of that is in place and we manage that really, really well. I actually usually take a step right back and I'm in a position where I can see the vast majority of you guys, and I'm occasionally, if needed, and it very rarely is, just directing the local staff. How about if you get an eye on Keeley, if that's okay, you know, if we could have another guy there, that would be great. So I'm kind of directing things like that. So I'm a little bit distant but very much involved, and I've got a good overview of what's going on. The next thing is that your poles will be an absolute liability tomorrow. So we are going to take them completely away from you in the morning. So when we come in here for breakfast and you've got your little pile of day bags, please make a pile of trekking poles, okay? We will carry them to the absolute top of the Barranco wall and then you will be reunited with your trekking poles. Please have a rough idea of what your poles look like, okay? Because it's one of my favourite things running around, trying to convince someone that they are your poles, you know? Because they all start to look a little bit the same. So maybe have a strategy for that, okay? So we're taking care of that. The last thing I'd like to say with regards to tips and you know, advice and things is that the path is often very wide and you're often very, very, very far from the drop. Okay, there are one or two sections that narrow, but there's still lots of stuff before the drop. You know, but there's one or two sections that narrow. Now you guys are very respectful and appreciative towards the porters, and that's great. And you're often stepping to one side to give way to those, and that's a great thing. We can continue that tomorrow, but on the Barranco wall, we have to be cautious, of course, of doing what's right for us as well. So follow the advice of myself and the other guides and assistant guides. If we say, please just carry on, these things just carry on. Okay, so we're trying to get a balance between our upward progress, our safety, but also giving way occasionally. And then the last thing is that if you do want to step to one side to give way, there is often a correct way to go and stand and a very incorrect way to go and stand. Okay, so always pick instinctually the mountain side, not the drop side. Make sense? Because you know, I can kind of half imagine a scenario where if you were to stand on that edge and the guy carrying the poles comes along and knocks you on the back of the head, it doesn't get very pleasant. So always mountain side. Okay? If you follow that rule and all the other bits of advice I've just given you, you're going to have absolutely...
Nimefurahi, tuserebuke, 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 wageni wetu, sema tena jambo, jambo bwana, habari gani, nzuri sana, wageni, wakaribishwa wapi? Kilimanjaro. Hakuna matata, keki ndio hiyo, hakuna matata.
Alright, no running.
How are you all doing?
Alright.
Seriously.
Wheelchair accessible guys.
They've seen it in stone. Oh my god. What your club's made of. So you carry that around.
Ana meremeta.
Colman! Colman!
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah, how are you?
Thanks for getting us here. Feel good now.
Welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. No, that was left at the top, mate. Yeah. Well done, mate. Well done. Well done, mate. Well done, mate. Well done. Mel, well done, Mel. What an experience, eh? Well done, mate. Well done.
Kilimanjaro, hakuna matata. yale, maua yale, muache kwere, alia mavumbi, sipige kwa sana, maua leo, tumeshapendeza, nasema kabisa, kumaliza, mzuri sana wageni karibishwa wapi Kilimanjaro, hakuna matata, hakuna matata, tulianza na wageni, hakuna matata, tunanyuli kwa viuno, hakuna matata, mashangwe hakuna matata, wageni wanasimaya, hakuna matata, sema tena jambo, jambo bwana, habari gani, nzuri sana, wageni wakaribishwa wapi Kilimanjaro, hakuna matata, karanga boto, karanga again, karanga nasema, karanga tena, karanga again, karanga kidogo kulia kushoto, karanga boto, karanga again, hakuna matata, wageni wote shangwe, thank you. chini My name is Julius.
It's William.
William.
Yeah.
We have choir master.
Everybody say kama mimi nakuja hapa na kata kidogo nasema cha kwanza na cha pili cha tatu na cha nne washeni wanapendeza cha kwanza cha pili cha tatu. My name is Ronald.
We have people from the office, big expedition company. So we have mountain and reservation manager. Her name is.
Hiding.
Hello guys.
Hello.
Hi, so nice to see you. Wishing you all the success to the peak of Kilimanjaro.
The last but not least, we have a big expedition country director. So this is our boss. The big boss.
Jambo everyone.
Jambo.
Thanks for coming. Wish you good luck out there.
Thank you.
So normally we have a water team. Do not drink the water direct from the stream because it will be passing through the stream. So you have to wait our water because our water will be treated already for drinking. So that's because of the team water. Team water.
Hi. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oya, 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 wageni hawa hapa wameshafika tempo, wako na furaha, boya, 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 mashangwe, boya, boya, say bigi, boya, boya, Zaina, 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 baby, Zaina, kwa nini? Zum, 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 Zaina, bu, Zaina, 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 kelele, nataka mashambi, imba leo, muandika jina, zum, 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 Zaina na boba, kamatia baby, zum 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 zum, zum 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 zum, zum 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 zum, zum 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 zum, Zaina bu Zaina, 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 Zaina kwa kweli, nilikupenda jana, nahitaji yote, kitimuwe vumbi, kitimuwe vumbi, cheza kwa stele, Zaina bu Zaina kwa kweli, nataka maza yote, zum 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 zum, zum 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 zum, endele bona Zimbabwe, utawakuta na masela, wametulia naye mama, Simba, 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 oh yo, Simba, Simba.
Use your whistle. You've got one there. Never use it in England. Yeah.
Marekani utatukuta na viuno unavyokata na mudada ukiwaona
Never use it in England. Swali langu nataka mnijibu leo. Karanga batao. Kamisa tena karanga batao. Ruka kidogo karanga batao. Niachie nafasi karanga batao. Nasema kidogo karanga batao. Sogea pembeni buba karanga batao. Nionyeshe makeke karanga batao. Muachie nyuli karanga batao. Sogea pembeni karanga batao. Nyuli karanga batao. Karanga batao. Karanga batao.
later kuna bado bahasha nyingine zinakuja.
So this person has created so much joy in all of our hearts from the second we arrived here up until right now, when we've been tired, when our muscles hurt, when we don't feel we have the energy to keep going. This person has created so much within us that has made us, every single one of us, get to the top of that mountain. The choir master. So much in all of your crew as well, so thank you to everyone.
Of you guys to keep us energised for the whole week. So thank you very much for feeding the rest of your team on our behalf. So thank you very much.
Thanks.
Kuwapikia watu wote hawa hapa. Alafu mkashiba mkatabasamu kama jamaa anavyotabasamu. Okay. Dishwasher. Dishwasher.
Okay, for 7 days we've walked 3 times a day, come to the table, and you'll put plates, knives and forks, cutlery, mugs, all clean as a whistle, you say at home.
Yule mtu mchuja maji wa maji ya kunywa.
Without you and without all of you, none of us would be able to step foot on this mountain without water. Every day we've drunk 3 litres each, plus cooking, plus washing, plus cleaning, plus brushing our teeth, and everything that you have done has made this possible for us. Water is life, so thank you for giving that to us.
Maji amefanya kazi moja nzuri sana. Ile wiki moja nzima yote mlimani maji wamekunywa, hawajaugua matumbo. Kwa hiyo huyu amesababisha na wao wafike kule kileleni. Kwa hiyo wiki nzima yote yeye amewezesha pia.
Rama 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 huyo Karanga boto.
Anakuja yule tabibu namba 2, rafiki yake sana na mdada hapa. Wapi? Simon. Wewe ndio rafiki yake na huyo. Simon. Okay.
Without this man, there's no medical kits. I can't do anything without my kit, so thank you.
Okay. Finally, guys, congratulations. Yeah. So this is with tipping ceremony. Yeah. You gonna say something?
Yes.
Okay, Joe.
We've already said thank you with smiles and with handshaking and with some dancing. But now we would like to say thank you in a different way. And it's not just me talking. This time, everybody is going to be saying and giving. Okay?
Anashukuru sana. Kila mara yeye ndio anaongea wakati anatoa zile ngoma zile kidogo zile. Kwa hiyo yeye hataongea. Bali wawakilishi hao ndio watakuwa wanaongea. Kwa hiyo nawaachia wao ndio watakaoongea leo.
Karanga bato! Karanga bato! Tulia.
So I think Michael is going to start us off.
Okay, tuanza na camp manager.
Karanga bato!
Okay.
I would just like to say thank you very much. Every time we went trekking for the day, we came back, the camp was set up, it was ready, it was there, everything was should be. When we're walking down to the camp, the first thing we'd normally spot would be the Blue Palace, big, and it was very warm welcome. So thank you very much.
Karanga bato!
Nashukuru sana huyu camp manager. Maana camp manager walipokuwa wanafika campsite kila kitu kilikuwa kimesha setiwa na kitu ambacho kilikuwa kinawaongoza zaidi ni ile blue mess tent. Hata tukiwa huko chini wanaangalia mess tent yao ndio hiyo wanajua campsite yao. Okay, wale wapiga mahema.
I think it's Birdman and Johnson John.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Bado hajamaliza. Kwa hiyo msipokee bahasha kabla hajaongea.
When we were out walking, I think we can all agree when we saw all the tents in the distance, dotted up, all ready and set up for us. It was such a warm, amazing sight. It was like magic and we loved it. So thank you very much.
Wanafurahi sana maana walikuwa wanaona mahema wanavyofika campsite, kila kitu kilikuwa kimeshapigwa. Shauri hawa jamaa wapiga mahema wamefanya kazi moja nzuri sana. Okay, wanapata wale waheshimiwa wakubwa sana chopa ile ya juu. Haya. Ngoja aongee sasa.
So, I think I can speak for everybody that when we came to each campsite, I think I can speak for everyone. When we came to the first campsite and we saw the drop-off toilets and we saw your toilets, we knew from the first day you guys are lifesavers. You've been putting up with our crap all literally, and you're still smiling. So, on behalf of all of us, Asante Sana, thank you guys very much.
Finally, guys, congratulations. Yeah. So this is like with yeah.
Yes. We've already said thank you with smiles and with handshaking and with some dancing. But now we would like to say thank you in a different way. And it's not just me talking. This time, everybody is going to be saying okay?
Kila mara yeye ndio huwa anaongea wakati anatoa zile mbumba zile mboneka na nini. Kwa hiyo yeye hataongea bali wawakilishi hawa ndio watakuwa wanaongea. Kwa hiyo anawaachia wao ndio watakaoongea leo. Tunaanza na yule wa mwanzo kabisa. Okay, tukaanza na camp manager.
I'd just like to say thank you very much. Every time we went trekking for the day and we came back, the camp was set up, it was ready, it was there, everything should be. When we're walking down towards the camp, the first thing we'd normally spot would be the Blue Palace, the big food tent, and it was a very warm welcome. So thank you very much.
Anamshukuru sana huyu camp manager, maana camp manager walipokuwa wanafika campsite kila kitu kilikuwa kimesha setiwa na kitu ambacho kilikuwa kinaongoza zaidi ni ile blue mess tent. Oyo! Okay, wale wapiga mahema.
Wanapiga mahema.
Karanga batao. Bado hajamaliza. Kwa hiyo msipokee bahasha kabla hajaongea.
We can all agree when we saw all the tents in the distance, dotted up, all ready and set up for us. It was such a warm, amazing sight. It was like magic. We loved it. So thank you very much.
Wanafurahi sana maana walikuwa wanaona mahema wanavyopika campsite, kila kitu kilikuwa kimeshapigwa. Shauri hawa jamaa wapiga mahema wamefanya kazi moja nzuri sana. Karanga batao. Okay, wanapata wale waheshimiwa wakubwa sana chopa ile ya juu. Haya. Karanga batao.
I think I can speak for everybody that when we came to each campsite, I think I can speak for everyone. When we came to the first campsite and we saw the drop-off toilets and we saw your toilets, we knew from the first day you guys are lifesavers. You've been putting up with our crap all the time. Literally, and you're still smiling. So, on behalf of all of us, Asante Sana, thank you guys very much. Asante! Thank you. Asante Sana.
Pindi walipofika pale kambini kuna vyoo vya shimo. Long drop. Hivi vyoo ni vya shimo na hivi vitu vya kwetu. Kwa hiyo wameokoa maisha yao, maana wengine wanatumia vile vya shimo, wanaugua matumbo, wanawalisha, lakini wao wameokoa maisha yao makubwa sana kwa kutumia hizo. Okay. Sasa hawa ni wapishi hawa.
Cooks.
Wapishi wawili hawa ni stomach engineers.
Safe space.
Taken, weight carried, sweat, tears, who knows? Effort, knowledge, experience, everything. This man has it. Okay, we need this man.
Yeah.
China.